Hi, everybody. So I want to introduce you to Ray, Aubrey, and Crystal. And we just recently did a workshop together that Ray was leading. And I'd like her to talk about it because it was really successful. And I thought it was a great value for what happened. There's a lot of energy work that went on as well as information. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, it was really fun. So it was technically our second time around, but we changed it completely the second time. We did about a month ago. So anywho, I'm so grateful. First, I just want to say thank you to Aubrey, Crystal, and Honey for going along with my idea, right? And like putting their energy into it and feeding it and making it a real thing. Because obviously it took all of us to make it happen. And I special thanks to Crystal because we underestimated how much work she would be doing. So she has been a little bit overwhelmed, but she's handled it gracefully and beautifully. And the event just turned out to be a huge success. So thank you all. I guess that's all I want to say for now is thank you. I would say one thing going forward, we're going to limit Crystal's room to less people, so that she can really, because with her particular line of work, it doesn't do you much good to just hear a list of your alignments. There has to be a little bit more of an explanation. So we're going to change that going forward. But other than that, we are excited to continue this type of event, but just evolve it, change it, add, it's going to morph as we go forward. But yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I love the people. I know Crystal worked harder than anyone else because she was doing hours and hours of work outside of the seminar that we did. So I'm very impressed with that. And I kind of want to get my reading done now. So
Me too.
yeah. So that was a lot of fun to listen to because it was something so different for me anyway, because for me it's all been about energy and stuff. But everything that everybody did was amazing. Aubrey is amazing, Crystal is amazing, and Ray is amazing. So I definitely recommend whatever they're doing. I would go try it out.
I was
And if
really
anyone,
impressed. Oh, I just want to say I was really impressed by the crystalline bodies of the people that were coming in. I'm seeing a lot of people that are like upgrading themselves, and it's just so lovely to see people all over the world reaching out to figure out how to actually get their systems upgraded. And I'm just happy to see it.
yeah, I was just going to summarize for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about. We have Master Healer Workshop. It was a full day thing, like 6+ hours. There were 4 different rooms with all 4 of us as the instructors, and we gave individual insight into each person that was in the class. So a very unique type of experience. Anywho, just so in case anyone is not aware, that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
So I know we all have some stuff coming up now that's I guess an extension of what we did at the workshop. So Aubrey has a class, and go ahead if you want to talk about your class, Aubrey.
Yeah, sure. So my class is on this Friday, and I'm going to be just really diving into the nature of consciousness and the origin of consciousness and how it works and how it's grown throughout all of the many, many, many lifetimes that everybody's had, and kind of how we interact with it as humans. And I'm going to be giving a lot of like educational tips on the actual mechanics. I'm going to boil everything down to be very, very simple so that you can move forward in your life and really know better how to understand your ego state and how to actually work with your own consciousness in order to have the best existence you can possibly have.
Love that.
So Aubrey's a grid worker. I don't know if there's probably going to be some new grid workers on here that haven't seen or met Aubrey yet, but she is incredible. And we've done a couple of shows on my YouTube, but we have kind of taken a break from it. But anything to do with quantum, grid work, portals, time work, working with timelines, Aubrey is the person to see. She actually just launched her website. Sorry, Aubrey, I'm just giving you a
Oh, you're
little
good. Thank you.
shout out. She actually just like created her. She works with graphic design, so creating a website's not that big of a deal for her. But to me, as an onlooker, an observer, I was just so impressed. In one day, she just busted this thing out, and I'm like, yours looks better than mine. And I've been building mine for like a year. So it's great. Go check out, the link is here. You got to go check out her website because she has services on there where she didn't have before. So
It's true.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also what is really cool is she can put a grid into your body that helps your body. So recently she gave me something for my hormones, which I thought was really exciting. And she goes, just smell it. And I'm like, okay, so I'm sniffing everywhere, you know, and you can actually smell the honeysuckle, almost pungent smell that comes in when you're intending to have this grid come into your body. So I thought that was really cool. That was the newest thing I'd ever seen or heard of. But
yeah, I've been working a lot lately with people's blueprints, like their personal Akashic record blueprints, and it's been amazing the stuff that's happened lately. I had a session this week with a lady with chronic pain that has gone away since our session, which was only a couple days ago. But like it's really exciting to be actually doing one-on-one sessions.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I think it's great.
Usually doing planetary work.
Yeah, and planetary work, tons of planetary work. Crystal, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing, because your stuff is like so amazing and complicated to me.
Well, I have been enjoying the opportunity to go through and read soul alignments and seeing where the fixed star sat when someone was born and going in and seeing where their origins have been in the Milky Way. And I having the opportunity to do this with the groups of people, specifically the souls that came in for these workshops, and seeing the connections that they had together was really phenomenal. So there are so many stars that I'm looking at when I am calculating what energy they're pulling from. And so to see a very small group of the same stars and constellations come through shows that we had energetically a lot of the same stories coming through that these souls were carrying. A lot of them were family and had lived in the same places before and been working on the same missions. We had a soul come through that had been part of the story of the constellation of Draco coming into the Milky Way. That was mind blowing for me when I'm going through some of these stories. And it was really amazing. I don't have the right words to say how phenomenal these stories are. So what I get to do every day is I go through and I study where your connections are, and I go and I write them all down and I send them back. And that's been my focus. And I get to something that I'm going to start looking deeper into are walk-in souls. Aubrey and I have been talking about going in and doing her report specifically because she knows that she's a walk-in, and I'm going to study and see the comparisons of, you know, how this changes, what shifts, what connections there are from a soul, and when they have any walk-ins. And I'm excited to see how that turns out, and go through and see the deeper connections to those who have gone and booked a separate report. And some have asked what that full report entails. When I'm sending these short emails back, it has the origins that each of them came from and a few couple notes that stood out for each person. But a full report, this is my day job, this is what I do every day. These reports are between 60 and 100 pages long, and they walk through each specific origin that I find in the Milky Way and go deeper into what that lifetime was like for you, maybe what brought you there, how that might still be affecting how you're moving through life now, any missions that you've been on, karma that you're carrying, so many things. woundings that you're still healing. And I create art that I put in that helps activate memories and some dreams. And yeah, I feel like I have this incredible job, and it's really exciting to see the different places, the different journeys that people have been on, and what life is like for them now, and how they're affecting things on a larger scale, on a collective scale. There's so many things I could talk about. I don't even know where to go.
Right.
But yeah.
I think it's great. And as a quantum astronomer, you need people to know their time of birth, right? So
Yes,
that comes
that's
into it.
exactly
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So what I do is less intuitive and more scientific. So I calculate where the fixed star sat when someone was born, and that tells me, it's kind of like taking a picture of exactly where they came from, what energies they were pulling in, where those energies were from, and walking through this map of their journey. And in order to do that, I need to know exactly where they were born, what time they were born, the day they were born. And that's not something that everyone knows. And I don't have a way to intuitively know myself exactly a time of birth. I can get a ballpark. I know that there are some other people that do have that skill. If any of you do, then I would be glad to, refer and see if we can work on that together. But it is so important to have that exact information for me to do my pieces of work.
I think it's on your birth certificate.
Some do. The older
No?
ones don't have them on. The newer ones, I think, sometimes do.
So mine's probably not on there.
I think it depends on the state you're from as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Or country, or yeah.
Funny.
Mine doesn't have it. Yeah.
Okay. So your mom
So
has to know.
so Crystal, I know you mentioned that your books are closed right now for new reports, but when are you planning on accepting new reports or new people who want the report done?
So this workshop was a huge success, and I guess I underprepared myself. So all of the newcomers coming in, I'm setting aside time so I can catch up and get these reports done. And so I want to say probably in about a month, month and a half, I'll be able to open back up and start accepting new bookings.
Good. Good.
Cool.
So everybody has a project too that's going to be going on here pretty soon. So go ahead, Ray. Why don't you talk about yours? We'll just go around in a circle. And
yeah, so I want to segue. So Crystal, I remember one of the most mind-blowing readings that we had was one of the original dragons. Can you remember a little bit about the details of that? And then I'll segue into my class.
Yes. So I I love this story because it's something that we're all connected to and we've all been affected by. And it's the story of how the constellation of Draco got here. And scientifically, it's a mystery of how the constellation of Draco appeared in the Milky Way, because it didn't originally exist here and then suddenly it's here. And the story behind it on a galactic scale is that the way polarity and duality works is, in our ascension, not all of us start out fully evolved. There's always going to be versions of us that need to grow. And there was a race of beings who were very unself-aware and kind of like galactic toddlers, just destroying and take, and kind of making a mess of this place that they lived in. And after a lot of destruction had happened, this ancient race of elder dragons that kind of guarded this whole realm that they lived in decided enough was enough. And they decided to see if they were able to create some sort of gateway where they could take those that were causing this trouble and exile them somewhere else where it wouldn't be their problem anymore. And it worked. And while they're enjoying the victory of their success, they quickly realize that they might have made a mistake. And they did, because now the constellation of Draco is here And those same beings started to explore their new territory, and they were pretty upset. They felt like it was unfair that they're lost now in this new place. And so they go and they start exploring, and they find Lyra, which is right next to Draco. And it's stunning. It's beautiful. And they would also like to make this their home. And the Lyrans said, no, thank you. And the reptilians said, then we'll take it from you without permission. And it sparked this entire galactic trauma, these wars that slowly evolved into the Orion Wars. So as Lyra was destroyed and taken over for territory, a lot of millions of souls fled to other star systems and had to find new homes. And a lot of them went to the Orion constellation and were followed, and everything just kind of evolved from there. And there were some souls who realized that they needed to go through that same portal and come to the Milky Way to try to help resolve this problem that they'd caused. There had never been war here before. There had never been trauma. There had never been suffering. This was completely shocking and devastating. And one of the people that came to our workshop, it was in their part of their story that they had come here recognizing that they'd made this mistake, and they'd been fervently working to kind of fix and heal and repair and help make amends for the things that have now gone on in this galaxy.
Oh, you're muted, Ray.
As who? As a dragon? Or I don't remember the details. Was their soul
Yeah,
one
she
of
was
them?
Tiamatian. She was Tiamatian. That was the race of elder ancient dragons.
So she
And
was
so
of
she,
okay.
yes, yep.
So her soul carried lineage of the elder ancient. Those were the original dragons, right? Like,
Yes, and they came from another universe.
yes.
Yeah.
That is just
Yeah.
like what? That was that Brenda? I
I'm
think
going to
it
be
was.
honest. I would
Well,
have to.
anywho, the
I
point
don't
is
quite
who
remember.
I remember that whoever it was, they've been struggling to have their gifts activated. So for them to hear that was like really shocking to them. So it doesn't really matter where you're at in your awakening or evolution, your soul lineage can blow you away because
Right.
like if it's not activated in you yet, then you wouldn't really have like cognizant knowledge of it. So anywho, so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. You're such a great storyteller. So I'm teaching a dragon class. Okay, my dragon's name, which I channeled using light language, is Nrajeru. Nrajeru. And she is, man, I want to say she's one of the ancient elder dragons. She's very ancient, and she has offered to come forward during my dragon class that I'm hosting this Saturday, March 11th at 11 a.m. Oh wait, it might not be 11 a.m. Check my website to be for certain. It's on there. It might be 10. Anywho, she's going to be answering questions about anything to do with the origins of the dragons, the first dragon riders, any questions that we have, right, about like why are they coming back now, what has led to this. So I'm going to be channeling her energy, and she's going to be giving me these answers. So I'm very excited about that. And other than that, we're going to be doing group DNA activations to integrate. So there's a lot of dragon riders being activated right now, and there's also many people here on this planet, beings, us, that our DNA is being activated to be able to shapeshift, and being able to morph and do these really cool things. So in this class, that's one thing I will be doing, is going into because we know that all the beings that are going to be drawn to this class are all going to be connected in one way or another. So as I'm working on you as a group, you will all be receiving similar activations, but just in your own highest good, right? So we'll be doing that. We'll be channeling the golden dragons, light codes from them. And we'll be revealing more about the mission of the dragons going into New Earth. Why are they here now? What is this going to look like? How is this going to unfold? More details. So I've had more details come to me fairly recently, and I can feel some big downloads coming in today that I have to channel and write them down. So very excited, very, very excited. The link is here. So if you want to register or check out more details, it's on my site, and Honey's going to post the link. So yeah, I'm excited.
What about you, Aubrey? You're going to be doing a class.
Oh, we already talked about my class at the beginning.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I am going to be doing a seminar, and what I'm going to be focusing on is the pineal gland, the heart, and money. So basically what we're going to be talking about is how to be your own Nasara. So I would like people to be able to see better, have better sight so they can make decisions better, and also to clear the blocks that have to do with money. So one of the things that I really want to see happen in the world is that people allow money into their lives, even though pretty soon money won't matter, but right now it still does. So this whole thing is going to be about letting go of the blocks that lead to not having enough. So that's what we're going to be working on in that seminar. And I'm really excited about it. And Brad Wozni is going to be joining me. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to be March 20th. So I'm not going to be doing anything in the very near future, but it is this month. And I look forward to it. And I look forward to seeing you guys there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. I want to add, so I'm also, my class is focused on similar as far as empowering you to hear your dragon, see your dragon, communicate with your dragon, to be able to tap into your own mission. I'm going to be giving like basically prompts to help you tap into your own inner wealth of inner wisdom and knowledge. So I'm basically going to be like giving some homework. So this is definitely going to be a very like engaged class where this is for people who want to do the work, who are ready to stand in their power and in their leadership and to rise up. That's who this class is for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I would just encourage you guys to go and look at the new healers that are coming like into the world and starting to show their like wares basically, because everybody is a different puzzle piece to what someone else needs. And some of us, like, I want to do all of it. Like, that's kind of how I am. But whatever you're attracted to is probably something that's good for you. And if you are a healer, it's a great time to get started right now, because healing is what is about to come into the world and be needed versus big medicine.
Yeah.
So we're kind of changing the paradigm right now. And I think it's a beautiful thing to watch. So that's why I wanted to introduce you guys to everybody. And I really had a lot of fun with this workshop. I thought it was a beautiful thing. And I think people got a lot out of it, and they won't even know all the things that they got out of it probably for a couple of months, really. Like, it will just sink in. But the energy work that a person can do, along with like just the encouragement that they can give you, is kind of amazing at this point. And I know a lot of brilliant healers out there are kind of looking to create their own, what do you want to call it, like their own business. So I think now is a beautiful time to do so. So anyway, that's about it for me. Does anybody else have anything they want to say?
For anyone who's wanting to go, to a workshop. So Aubrey and Crystal and I will probably do our own and sooner than Honey probably won't be involved in it for a while.
She's a
But
busy
she
lady.
said she's willing to you know, sporadically join
Yes,
us.
sporadically.
So
I have a lot of appointments to finish up right now. So yeah.
but we'll be keeping you posted too through Honey on her channel too. But please try to follow our channels because we're going to be
Yes.
updating our websites regularly with all of our new workshops and stuff.
Absolutely. And follow Telegram because whenever they do something, I'm going to pop it in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye.
Wonderful day.